Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to share my thoughts on the new Netflix movie Namaste Wahala. It is a Nollywood meets Bollywood extravaganza. Occasionally I like a good rom-com, something that's fun, lighthearted, but also not too frivolous and frustrating, and I feel like this movie definitely hit the spot for me. It's a story, well, it's your typical love at first sight, and it's between this gorgeous, beautiful woman and this guy that falls in love with her instantly. Okay, I'm kidding. He's really cute too. But although this is just a love story between Didi and Raj, I think that this movie tackled a whole lot of other issues that actually made it really interesting and fun to watch. To be fair, the plot line isn't really about them falling in love and their love story. It's mostly about how their parents come around to the fact that they're from different ethnicities, different cultures, different countries, and yet they're in love and they want to get married. It's mostly the parents are the villains, so it's about them coming around to this relationship. We've seen enough. I feel like in the Desi community, we see enough of parents start approving that this is just something, the resolution, the end of the movie was just something we want to see, and it was entertaining and done well. Before I forget, the translation, like the meaning of the title is Hello Trouble, which I think is really adorable and it's such a cute name for a movie. Although I enjoyed the movie and I was really happy that I chose to watch it, I did think that there were a couple issues. Primarily, I thought the pacing of the movie was really weird. We didn't really get time to get to know Didi and Raj as a couple and start rooting for them together. Like, I don't know, for me, I don't see why they're in love with each other besides the fact that they're both beautiful people and they ran into each other. So that's not convincing enough for me. You don't get to see their relationship build. It's like they meet and before you know it, he wants to meet her parents and you're like, huh? What just happened here? But I understand that that was the point of the story, but it could have taken just a little bit more time to give us, the audience, a chance to get to know Didi and Raj better, both as individuals and as couples. We do get to know Didi a lot more as an individual throughout the second and the thirds of the movie, so that makes sense, and I guess she is the main character. Also, the actress playing Didi, oh my god, she is so beautiful. She's stunning. I was obsessed with her throughout the movie. The other thing, I was expecting the movie to have a lot more cultural references and it to have more Nigerian culture in it overall. Not that I'm fully aware. I mean, this is my first Nollywood movie, so I don't have a frame of reference, but I was just expecting it to have a little bit more of the languages and the culture and a little bit more of traditions and stuff like that. We don't hear like Yoruba or Igbo very much. I think that's like one line, and then we hear a little bit of Pidgin English, but that is it. We don't hear a lot of things that are very Nigerian. The other thing was when Raj's mom comes to Nigeria, we hear a lot of Hindi. So I didn't feel like that was a good balance between the Indian culture and the Nigerian culture. One other thing. This is a note for Netflix. If I chose English subtitles and you're giving me English subtitles for English dialogues and then they switch to Pidgin English, I would very much like to have the translation and proper subtitles instead of Pidgin English in parentheses. To be fair, this is a very, very typical rom-com, so it just, I did not particularly love the way certain things were portrayed. It felt a little too fake, and especially the relationship between Primo, one of the lawyers in Didi's father's firm, and Didi herself. They're supposed to be like adversaries or enemies or whatever you want to call it. I understood what that character was supposed to do, but I feel like it could have been executed a lot better. So that fell a little flat and was frustrating, and that they were pitting two women against each other in addition to all the other sexism that they were tackling. This kind of felt like it undercut the message a little bit, because in other aspects of the movie, they're tackling sexism in the society, and they're tackling sexism in a variety of different ways, and then here you pit two young women against each other, and it was like winner takes all. So that felt a little bit unfair, and it was annoying. And that is something we see, it's a trope we see time and time again in the cinema, where you pit kind of similar women against each other, and it takes away from female relationships. My one other issue was that the dubbing, the way the audio for certain dialogues and the way the scenes were, there was a lag and it didn't match up perfectly. So that was probably an editing issue, or you know, someone messed up somewhere, and it made watching it a little bit frustrating. I just like that this movie made it onto Netflix, because it was not even supposed to be released outside of Africa in the beginning, and then it just happened, and the pandemic, it did bring a couple good things for us, and this movie was one of those things. Not to spoil everything for you, so if you haven't seen the movie and you want a surprise in a rom-com, you can click off this video right now. But for those of you that have watched it or don't care about spoilers, did anyone feel like the wedding was a letdown? It was probably a little bit more realistic, but that was not what I wanted to see in a rom-com. Like, I wanted to see a whole lot more. I wanted to see multiple outfit changes for her. I wanted more colors, more shimmer, more glam, more everything. I just wanted the extremities of both Indian weddings and Nigerian weddings. But I don't know. I mostly watched the movie for a wedding, and it felt a little bit of a letdown. But besides that, still recommend you watching that movie because it's fun. It's not very long. It's less than 2 hours. It's a good way to escape life for a while. Till I see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.